Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Plant Based with Nicole. I'm your host, Nicolershaeholiday, also known as Plant Based Nicolershaeholiday on Instagram. Y'all know what to do. Go on and follow me. It'll be in the description below. Holla! Today is Sunday, September 8th, and I will be interviewing Miles Strozer. You guys, this is a interesting story. So he and I had been following each other for like, I don't know, about a year or so. And okay, so that's that. Then I started watching this show called Milf Manor, MILF. Y'all know what it stands for. I go look it up. Okay, it's a dating show. It's like, cougars dating younger men, blah blah blah. I got hooked on it, right? So so that's that. I was watching that show. Then you know how people's posts come up in your feed. So his post came up in my feed today. I'm always looking for guests for my show. So his post came up, not today, I'm sorry, one day. His post came up and I was like, oh, you know what? I need to interview him because he has a wonderful physique. He's a vegan. And I just, I always like to interview people who develop lots of muscle eating vegan because people think for some reason we just can't build muscle and whatever. So I was like, you know what? I need to interview him. I went to his page and I was just scrolling through his pages and he was advertising that he's on season 2 of this show that I had been binge watching. And I'm like, what? Oh, snap. No, wait, I'm sorry. Before I even let's take it back. Before I even realized he was on the show, I saw the post on my feed and I sent him a message telling him I'm interested in interviewing him, blah blah blah. Then that's when I went to his page and was scrolling through and I saw him showing that he's on Milf Manor, he's on season 2, and I'm like, what? This is crazy. I just like reached out to him to interview him and then it comes out that he's on the show that I've been binge watching, but he's on a different season. So that was funny. I thought that was kind of ironic, but anyway, and then I sent him another message telling him that, oh my God, I didn't even realize that you're on the show. I've been binge watching. So he told me I should stop watching season 1 and go straight to season 2 because season 2 was so much better. And it sure was. So check that out on TLC. You probably find it on Prime Video if you have that. I watched both seasons and they were really good. Very interesting. I always love those types of shows. But anyway, so getting back to Miles. Miles has been vegan for 6 years. He's a fitness coach and he's been maintaining his muscular physique. So I always like to interview people who have bodies like him because for some reason people just think that people who eat plant-based cannot look like that. So we have to prove them wrong. No. So, I want to find out like what he eats, what types of workouts does he take supplements, what does he eat in a day, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But anyway, so, yeah, so I look forward to interviewing him. And without further ado, let's bring on Miles Strozer. All right. Thank you, Miles, for coming on my platform today. How's it going?
It's going good. How about you?
Day by day.
Yeah, I
Just
feel
living,
that.
been going through it, Miles, but
Hmm.
one day at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time for sure.
Yeah, I know you're working, so I'm gonna try to, make this a shorter interview than I normally do because I know you gotta get back to work. But anyway, finally we come
Right.
together.
It's been a long wait.
We have some struggles, but we're here. So okay, I was intrigued by your page a while ago.
Hmm.
Because I'm always looking for new guests for my platform, especially guests that have a physique like yours, because I
Hmm.
feel like it's important to share the message that you can still build muscle, you still can look like the way you do eating a plant-based diet, because some people just don't get it. And
Right.
it's kind of getting old. And, it's like, so that's what intrigued me when I saw one day I was scrolling because I've been following you for at least a year or so. I don't know. We've been following each other for about a year or so. And one
Hmm.
day, some people's posts they pop up in your feed. And one day I saw you use it was the abs that called me. I thought the abs are abbing. Okay. So
Right.
I was like, I need to interview him. So that's when I hit you up. And then afterwards, after I hit you up, that's when I found out you were on the show that I was binge watching. But we're gonna get
Right.
into that just a little bit later.
Right.
But
No,
That
but everybody, one of my favorite quotes is, everybody want to be as strong as an ox, but they don't go back to see what an ox eats or something like that. It's like
right.
it all comes down to, the plants and plant protein.
Yes, and we're gonna get into that too. Yes, you be doing it. Okay, okay. So you've been eating vegan. Are you a vegan? Okay, I like to get the differentiation. So are you
Mhm.
a vegan for lifestyle and food, or are you just a vegan in terms of that's your diet? Like you did it for health or whatever, versus you did it for the animals and you don't use animal products either. Vegan
Mhm.
versus plant-based.
I like the whole full circle or full spectrum of it. Like,
Hmm.
I'm definitely an animal advocate, and I don't like that animals are unnecessarily suffering for our enjoyment, or, for
Hmm.
essentially the taste. But I also want to live as long as I possibly can, and like the longevity aspect of it all as well. So
Right.
really, but I like both sides of the. I'm not one or the other, but I definitely like um health and wellness, and the end to animal cruelty and all that as
Yeah,
well.
I can dig it. I can dig it. So how long what made you turn to a vegan lifestyle? Was it 6 years ago or 5?
6. It was just
Yeah.
6 in July.
Okay. What made you
But,
turn over?
I watched What the Health on Netflix. Then I also watched Game Changers. I think that was on Netflix as well.
Those are good. Yeah.
Um, What the Health was more along the lines of like um all the like diseases and cancers and all the sicknesses
Hmm.
boils down to all the low vibrational food everybody eats, and vegan diet. If you do it correctly, there's also a way to eat vegan, like not healthy or whatever, but if you eat high vibrational foods, you won't get sick. And I haven't gotten sick in 6 years, so since I went vegan, so I can back that claim. What the health was, trying to
Hmm.
push or whatever. And
Hmm.
then Game Changers was like a vegan athlete documentary. And what's crazy is, um I'm working out in DC right now, but on the way on my flight to DC, I ended up sitting right next to one of the Olympic power lifters off Game Changers. So
Shut
that was
up. For
that
real?
was that was a real cool experience for sure. We talked like the whole 3.5 hours, and
That's dope.
yeah, it was really cool because like he was like part of the reason I went vegan. But
Nice. Nice. That's dope. That's a nice experience you had sitting next to
no,
an Olympian. What?
right, and it was on one of the main documentaries I watched that transitioned me to go vegan. So it's like just it was one of those universal signs that I'm kind of on the right
Yeah.
track, and
Yeah.
I felt good after that experience.
That's what's up. And before that, you were just eating your regular, like standard. You ate meat and chicken and
Right, right. Yeah, I
all
actually
that
grew
stuff.
up on my family raised cattle and like a cattle farm basically. We had all types of animals, and they would eventually get, shipped off to the slaughterhouse or whatever. But yeah, I was born and raised in Kansas, actually, the Midwest,
Hmm.
and it's very traditional American diet. So
Yeah, the basics.
yeah,
um, so what type of changes in your body did you notice after you went to vegan, or did you have any changes?
yeah. I actually started to got I started to get a lot more energy back in. I started to get a lot more energy, and started to not have as much brain fog, and I don't know, I just felt more energetic and more alive than, I don't know, when I was on the standard American diet. I was just kind of like dragging through the day almost, and
Mm.
now I feel like I play a lot of basketball, and I I feel like I could run for hours on hours. Actually, one
Hmm.
time I was playing with some we were playing fives or something, and the dude guarding me, he was like, "You got to be vegetarian or something, like the way you run in there." I was like, "Yeah, you're
Them,
kind of close."
yeah, them plants, man.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely gives you more life and
Uh-huh.
it's more.
That's for sure. I've been on this game for almost 14 years.
14
So,
years. That's
uh,
awesome.
next month it'll be 14 years, and honestly can't see myself going back. Like, I'm not gonna
No.
lie though. Sometimes my husband eats meat still, only on the weekends, but sometimes it be looking
Mhm.
good. I'm not gonna lie, it be looking
It
good, and
smells
I'm like,
good.
it smells good only when it's cooked. Like if I see raw meat or something that makes me feel gross. But
Absolutely.
like me eating chicken or something, just it be smelling good to me. Some people will be turned off by some people who eat the way we do, they're very turned off by that kind of stuff, being around people who eat it, blah blah blah. I don't judge and do you boo, you know, but it's still like it's what's the word? It's tempting sometimes, but I won't do it
Absolutely.
because
Mm.
I'm pretty sure I would get really sick because my body
Yeah.
hasn't consumed
I've
that
heard
in almost
I've heard that too. Like, think your body like makes up enzymes or something to like
Mhm.
kind of break down that meat because the meat's a lot tougher to break down on your body than plants,
Yeah,
So
for
it's like,
sure. Yeah, I'm too scared to go back. But I think I made the good decision eating this way for almost 14 years ago. My reason was for healing at the time, but
hmm
once I did heal myself, I could have easily just stopped and went back, but I was like, "Nah,
hmm
I feel too
keep
good."
it going, right?
Yeah, I feel too good. So anywho, how have so how do you have such a nice physique being vegan, being that we don't get enough protein? I'm being sarcastic about that we don't get enough protein because people say that all the time. So
Mhm.
what's your strategy to look the way you do eating this way? Like what's your strategy?
Um, I'm constantly in the gym, but I also, I don't like to eat. I like to eat a well balanced diet in terms of like carbs, fiber, protein. Like
Mhm.
I'm not too carb heavy. Like a lot of people will be too carb heavy and then they'll get like, they'll feel bloated and stuff. But I'm
Mm,
constantly like kind of balancing out the protein, fiber, and carbs in my diet. I eat a lot of Buddha bowls and like a variety of foods and the bowls and stuff. I like to have like a very colorful bowl, if that makes sense.
mhm.
Like
Yeah.
greens and purple cabbage and tofu and just sweet potatoes, just a variety of different foods.
Taste the rainbow.
Right.
So speaking of that, tell me like a day. What does a day look like? Or do you I remember you and I were chatting and you were telling me that you intermittent fast, only eat once a day. Are you still
hmm
doing that?
Yeah, for sure. Um, I'll sometimes squeeze in 2 meals. Like the earliest I'll eat is like maybe 3, and the latest I'll eat is like 7 or 8.
Wow.
But if I'm eating once a day, I'll usually eat at like 5:30. But if I eat twice a day, I'll eat once at 3 and then once at like 7:38.
Okay, so tell me about what a two a day looks like. What are you eating for the first meal? And I know you said the Buddha meal, but like how does that look in a day?
Um, I like to I like to more fruits in the morning, and then like I'll have my Buddha bowl at night.
Okay.
Uh,
And that's it?
I mean,
Uh,
are you still there?
yeah, it froze for a second, but you're moving again. Can you see me
Yeah, I can see you. Am I
and
good
hear
now?
me? Yeah.
Yeah, somebody had just called. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but
Sorry everyone for the distraction. So yeah, tell me, oh, you just said fruits in the morning and a Buddha bowl. Tell
hmm
everybody what a Buddha bowl. Some people might not know what that is. What's a Buddha bowl? Oh,
um,
you did say that.
just
You said
the
tofu.
variety of the different foods and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't know if you have like kava or anything by y'all. It's kind of like there's like Chipotle versions of it, but like you can just pick your different foods that you want. And
Like you
you
might
know,
have some
I
meat, some greens, tofu.
chickpeas, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yummy.
then you can like switch it up with the sauces and stuff. Sauces that I've figured out is like kind of the main thing to like.
Make or break your meal.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Yes, for sure.
The sauces and the seasonings will make or break the meal, y'all. Y'all
Absolutely.
can't just eat no
That's
dry
and
food.
I feel like that's the same thing with meat too, because if you really think about it, it's like the vegan herbs and spices that really like make or break like how the meat tastes. I don't know. The
On
textures, you know.
I think it's the case for any food except for fruit.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like I can't just eat no plain beans and rice. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't
Yes,
just eat,
yeah.
it's like even like salad, like I need to have some kind of a seasoning, something in there that's gonna have a little salty taste or whatever, or
Hmm.
and I make my tahini dressing or whatever. It's just you got to add stuff to certain things to make it taste good,
Hmm.
except for fruit. That's the only thing that
Absolutely.
I could go
I
in.
think that's what I had to like push through when I first like transitioned to vegan or the vegan diet because I didn't really know what I was doing, you know. So I kind of just, was very basic and plain with my approach to it. But as time went on and I learned and put more things and, I just learned the more um, the more you
The
add
more,
to it, the more it's gonna turn out better.
and then it'll help you stick to it because you like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you eating your food and it's nasty,
Right.
it's gonna turn you off. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So people who desire to go plant based, make sure you let your food taste good, or else you're not gonna stick to it. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Do
Mhm.
you think your body has gotten more muscular since you went vegan?
Yes. I don't know if it also because I gotten older. So like I switched when I was 19 and I've always been like a lean build, but I've definitely I wasn't as serious with my physique and things when I was like just out of high school.
Yeah.
But I've definitely put on some muscle mass and probably like 15 pounds since I switched. But I feel like you can really do anything you want with your body. It's just all about caloric surplus or if you want to be caloric deficient,
Hmm.
depending on if you want to gain or lose weight. But you can really do whatever you want with your body. It's just caloric surplus or deficit. And then you got to balance out like, the fiber and the carbs and the protein and stuff like that, like your macros.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you focus on calories, how many calories you're eating per day and how many grams of protein you're eating? Do you like, I want to make sure I eat this many calories and this much protein? Do you have
Yeah, I try to aim for around 100 to 120 grams of protein per day.
Woo!
And I'll supplement like shakes like with my dinners and stuff, and I'll usually get around that number. And then for
Wow.
calories, between 1,500 and 2,000.
Really?
But mm-hmm.
1,500 is kind of low. Is that low?
Yeah, I mean it is for normal people, but I've I've maintained, I don't know.
Yeah, you
Um
still got your muscles and stuff, so you must be doing all right.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I feel like I burn like 1,500 calories a day, and then I feel like it's just like on a constant. I'm not
Mhm.
like gaining or losing. I'm just like on like a flat.
You're maintaining.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So you probably go lower in calories if you're trying to like lean out a little bit, and then you might reduce if you're trying to gain a little bit more muscle. Is
Hmm.
that how you do it? Kind of depending
Yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
season. Yeah. Um. So going back to the intermittent fasting, why did you decide to just eat once or twice a day? Like what made you want to do that? And then have you noticed any benefits from doing that?
Um, Actually, I watched this think we talked about it. That Nunes, Almond Raw, that guy.
He's
He
a
he
trip. I
he's
love
he,
him, but he's a trip.
he's definitely interesting, but I feel like he has some stuff to say. Like his main focus is longevity as well and living as long as he possibly can. And that's just something I've kind of picked up on. Like I feel like the more you use your body and digestive system, and the more you're working it, and then the less. I mean, the more you're working it, and then you're not going to get as much out of your body in the long run.
Hmm.
So I try to not overwork my digestive system and all that stuff, but that's kind of my main reasoning for intermittent fasting. And I don't know, I don't really get backed up anymore. Like my
Mm.
body's I eat, and then it's like I don't get like constipated and stuff like I used to. And I don't have I'm not or sorry I'm not like bloated and stuff anymore. It's just like everything's just like it's like clockwork now. I don't know how to describe it. I just don't get
Mhm.
like backed up and stuff, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
And you were backed up while eating plant-based or before you went plant-based?
Well, both actually.
Really?
Like I said, if I'm eating like 3 meals a day, or if I ate
Mhm.
3 meals a day, I would feel really backed up. It's just because my body is just digesting too much food. But if I eat once or twice a day and it's not too late, you know, I'm eating at a reasonable time, or I stop eating at a reasonable time, my body has time to digest and everything.
Yeah.
So
So it works for you, and that's good.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how you do it though. You said you don't have your first meal till around 3.
Yeah, I mean,
By
just
then,
water.
I've had 3 meals by 3, like a breakfast,
And
lunch, and a snack.
it might be also a hydration issue. I've also had that experience too, where I just get real hungry in the morning, but it's really just you're confusing hydration with hunger. You're more your body is needs more water than it does need food and substance. So that
Hmm.
might just be something you want to experiment with.
Yeah.
I kind of learned that, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago. I also read this book. I think the title was actually like hydration or hunger. And it was just talking about how, like, how we're like 70-80% water anyways. You
Hmm.
just when you sleep and you wake up, your body uses up so much of that water, your body water, your intake or whatever, and you're just confusing it with um hunger when your body's really just dehydrated.
I think whoever came up with that philosophy, I think they omitted meat from that because that don't be working for me. When I'm hungry, I need to eat food. Nah, but that's good that you. I'm like, it doesn't work for me. I'd be like, okay, I'm just thirsty. I'm just thirsty. I'm trying to drink all this water. It's not helping. But anyway, that's good that that works for you. You have a lot of discipline, and I admire you for that because that's
Yeah.
like that's some straight discipline right there. To wait until 3 and then eat one, maybe one more meal, if that. Sometimes you only do one. That's crazy. And when you do one meal, what time do you eat?
Like 5:36.
Woo! And you don't eat nothing in the daytime until 5:30.
I mean, I'll start snacking on like nuts and stuff, greens or whatever, like around like 2, 3, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing like a meal. Maybe just
Okay.
like snacks.
Dang.
Toast.
That's still good. I need a meal. But anyway, so you said you you said you eat like 120 grams of protein. So how take me to how that adds up to 120 20 grams of protein ish.
Hmm.
Like what meals are you eating that equates to that much protein? Is it the shake? The shake has a bulk of the protein. Like what? Tell me.
Yeah, Huel. I like Huel protein. It has 40 grams per serving, so that's
Mm.
like not all the way half, but close to half. And
Hmm.
then the rest, it'll just be like tofu or tempeh, seitan, um, and then like quinoa and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And where do you get your seitan and tempeh?
Um, I like to go to like Trader Joe's or Sprouts, Whole Foods sometimes.
Okay. I couldn't find the seitan at Trader Joe's, but maybe I wasn't looking good enough. And I probably should have asked for help because I want to try that, like
Mm-hmm.
just something different.
It's
Seitan,
okay. I mean, it's all
it's
right.
okay.
It's
It's all
one of
right.
my. It's probably like my third protein option, but
What's your first tofu?
tofu or tempeh.
Yeah.
You just gotta make it right. I feel like a lot of people don't really know how to cook tofu. I like I
Mm.
like to I like to fry my tofu. I'm not gonna lie.
I like to
Yeah,
air fry mine. I
yeah,
like
yeah. Air fry, air fry.
yeah, yeah. I don't like to I definitely can't just eat it straight out the package.
No,
And yeah, I need to have it a little bit crispy,
right. Mm-hmm.
right. That's what's up. Okay, so like I said, your body is bodying. You talked about your food and what you're eating to keep your muscle tone and all that. What's your workout regimen? How many days a week do you work out? And then like what's your structure? Like do you do split days like upper body on this day, back and
Yeah.
arms on this day, or do you do full body? How's that work?
Um, I work out 5, 6 days a week, and then I also like hoop. Like I play basketball, so really I'm active pretty much all 7 days out the week. But I'll have like a push day, and then I'll have a pull day, and then I'll have a leg day, and then a full body day, and then I'll like take a rest day from like working out essentially,
Hmm.
and like play basketball or whatever, and just like get more cardio in than anything, and then
So
I'll
you're
just kind of repeat.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. So you're just kind of
I'm
what?
just saying I'll kind of just repeat that after that.
Yeah. So you lift weights maybe like 4 times a week, you think?
Yeah, and I don't really lift weights. I mean, I kind of do, like, but not like heavy, like overloaded. Like I'm more like I like more like calisthenic work, something stuff that's like not so heavy on my joints, and because
Hmm.
I want to be able to like move around when I get older and stuff. I don't want to be like aching because my ligaments and everything is all tore up because I lifted too much, and
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. So you
trying to
just
be
trying to
very
you trying to
trying to be
brag right?
very mobile.
Are you trying to brag right now? Like, oh yeah, my body looks like this. All I
No, I'm not
all
trying
I
to brag
look,
at
look,
all.
all I do is push-ups and sit-ups and
No.
I'm just playing.
I'm very
Um,
simple. I'm very simple when it comes to working out. Like I'll sometimes even just work out in my room and just do push-ups and sit-ups and stuff in there.
yeah.
Like I don't necessarily need like all the bench press and squats and stuff. But I mean it's
Wow.
cool. It's cool every now and then, but like I'm more just like just
Calisthenics.
maintaining.
You like
So,
calisthenics. And that calisthenics means you're using your body weight, right? Cal-
yeah. And I don't really count reps anymore. I just kind of
mm,
go until like I can't go anymore, if that makes
yeah,
sense. Like
yeah, totally.
I took numbers completely out of my workouts and just do whatever feels right until I'll go until like I feel like I've gotten something out of the exercise.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Okay, so I know you're a coach. I mean, fitness coach, fitness trainer.
Hmm.
Um, so you have lots of clients. Do you help people all in person? Do you do virtual? Talk
I
about your
do
training.
I do both. I have some clients online, and then I also well, not right now, but I actually this project that I'm working on ends next week, so I'll go back to the gym that I was working at, but yeah, I'll start back up with my clients here come next week at John Reed. It's a gym in Dallas.
Is that where you live?
Yeah, I live in Dallas.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. So, are you taking on new clients or like how is it an
Yeah,
ongoing thing? You're always taking new clients or do you get to a max?
yeah, always an ongoing thing. Like you'll gain a client, and then you'll eventually lose a client just because
Mhm.
they don't feel like they need a personal trainer anymore, or moved away, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's always a constant ongoing process. I'm
Yeah.
also building this app right now. It's called Arte. Arte in Greek means to become one with the best version of yourself and to like strive for excellence.
Mm.
And it's gonna be an app where I'll have like personal trainers and nutritionists and psychologists, mental health coaches, yoga instructors, Pilates instructors, basically anybody that could help you become the best version of yourself. We
Oh,
will connect you with them, and that's just kind of what I'm working on or gearing towards to work on when I go back to Dallas.
that's nice.
One of my good friends, he codes apps and stuff, so we've been working on, an outline and a vision board and stuff. And yeah.
That's very nice. I like that idea. That's a
Thanks.
great what's the word? Invention or,
Mhm.
creation, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah, because there's like mindful apps, or like there's like personal training apps, or psychologist apps or whatever, but there's not like an all-in-one app, exclusive
Mhm,
all-in-one. And I think
mhm.
that's where I think a good um angle to come in at
Yeah,
could be.
and that's where y'all come in. So that'd be really great and useful for people.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it to a close so you can get back to work and taking care of yourself and
Sure.
making
Yeah,
that
for sure.
money, making that money. No. Okay, now this has nothing to do with the plant-based lifestyle, but I just gotta know, like,
Yeah.
you kind of told me already, but like, how in the heck did you get on the show MILF? And for those that don't know what that stands for,
Oh Lord. My grandma didn't know, and don't know if she
MILF.
really were.
Okay, I'm not gonna say the actual word, but it's mothers I like to beep. Mean like, older women that like younger men and want to date them. Okay, so it's a show on
Right.
TLC, and I binge
Yeah.
watched it on Prime. Miles is on season 2. So tell me, how the heck did you get on that show again? Tell everybody.
Okay, so they found my dad on Instagram or something like that. And then they said he would be a good fit for a dating show for like older people. And then they asked him if he had any sons in like their mid-20s, blah blah blah. He was like, "Yeah, I do actually." So he sent them my Instagram handle, and they contacted me and said I would be a good fit for a different dating show for younger people or whatever.
Hmm.
And ended up going through like the whole interview process or whatever. And then I ended up getting casted, and he also ended up getting casted. But it was supposedly they had like introduced it to us as two separate different
They
dating shows.
lied. They
They,
lied to y'all.
yeah, it is something like that. But
So y'all you did not know when
no,
when your dad and the group came in,
right,
you did
no,
not know that they were coming.
mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was older women either.
You didn't?
No, none of
Ah!
us did. None of us did.
So, okay, do you like older women or
I don't
you
mind them. I mean,
you're 25, right?
yeah, I'm 25. Um, but I've dated older women, like 33.
Mhm.
It's probably the oldest I've dated. I don't know if you consider them as MILFs or whatever, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind older women. The women on the show were probably a little bit out of my liking, age range. I
Yeah, they
mean,
were like my age.
yeah, I mean, the youngest I think was 45, and the oldest was 59, I think.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, that's a little bit, I don't
That's a
know, a
little
little
too
bit too
much.
much.
Yeah, that's a big stretch. That's a big stretch. But
Right.
you did really good on the show, and I was always rooting for you. And
No,
it
thank
was a
you.
really good show. And I'm not gonna tell you guys what happened. Y'all go check it out because I don't want to ruin it for anybody that might want to watch it. But Miles did really good, and he really conducted himself well. I will give you props for that, man. You
No,
conducted
thank
yourself
you.
well.
Thank
Um,
you.
So tell everybody where they can find. Is there any special places besides Instagram that you want people to check you out on?
Really, Instagram is really all I really be on. I don't have TikTok or anything even downloaded.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I did at one point, and I just caught myself, scrolling way too much more than I should. So
Right.
I kind of just got rid of it. But yeah, Instagram's kind of my main page, and
Yeah.
my Instagram tag is Miles J Strozier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
about.
and I'll put that in the description. You guys can go on and follow him. And I apologize right now because I did your intro already and I said Strozer.
I mean, that a
I
lot of people
pronounced
say
it wrong.
Strozier. A lot of people say Strozier. It's okay.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
more
damn.
often than not,
Okay,
for
cool.
sure.
Anywho, thank you so much for coming on my platform today, Miles. I really enjoyed learning more about you and stuff. I know we've chatted before and I've gotten to know you that way with your
Hmm.
diet and everything, but I learned more today, so that was great. And I hope everyone enjoyed his story, and we all strive to look like Miles, okay?
No, you're gassing me. You're gassing me, Nicole.
We
No, but
want to
I
look
appreciate you
like
inviting me on here, and I had a fun time for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys, up next, I'll be interviewing Meathead to Meatless. He eats a raw vegan diet and he has a very nice physique as well. So, we'll talk to him about his whole story, and that's going to be next Sunday, September 15th. No, I'm sorry. I'll be uploading it on September 16th on Monday at 3 p.m. So thank you guys for watching today. And Miles, thank you again for coming on my platform. I enjoyed you. Now get back to work and I'll see you on the
All
gram.
right, all right, peace.